takes a look at portfolio of issues, topical issues, ranging from politics, development, business, foreign affairs, fashion, entertainment world, and even sports. But today, we're taking a look at peace accord. How far? So far. That is our point of conversation today, and we have a gentleman that will do justice to that. He is one time press secretary to the former governor of Lagos State, Lateef Jankonde, who is now late. Also a former chief press secretary to one-time minister of works and housing, Chief Tony Aneni, also late. In addition to many appointments he has held, but today he is senior lecturer, International Institute of Journalism. You're welcome. My name is Macaulay Honohashi. Before we introduce that guest to you, let me tell you, I'm not alone in the studio. I have my co-presenter, and she is simply adorable. Beauty, you're welcome on set also.
Thank you, Mr. Mark.
What's your full name? Tell the viewers. Well,
hello, viewers. Good morning. I am Beauty Akbarido. You're welcome to the program this morning.
Beauty Akbarido, today is Friday.
Yeah.
It's good. Friday is good. Thank God it's Friday, some people say.
Oh, yeah.
So how has your day been?
Fine. A few hinges on my way coming here, but thank God I'm in the office eventually.
Have you seen the resurfaced fuel queues on some of the filling stations? I know you must have seen them.
Yeah.
What do you feel?
What I feel about it is, it's actually disheartening in the sense that, you know, in I think early 2015, it was promised us that the reason for the renegotiation of this fuel subsidy is to reduce fuel queues at the fuel station. But today, like the queues are returning back, and it calls for concern.
Okay. It calls for concern, like Beauty said. Beauty, let's move to our conversation by introducing our special guest to the viewers.
Yeah.
Like I said, Maxwell Eseigwe is our special guest here. He's senior lecturer of International Institute of Journalism based here in Abuja, the nation's capital.
Welcome,
Maxwell,
Mr.
welcome.
Maxwell.
Nice meeting you. I'm really being pleased to be in this wonderful, exciting area.
Okay.
And I believe that all what you are going to discuss today will be wonderful.
Thank you, Mr. Maxwell
Thank you.
Eseigwe. Seated beside him is our regular in-house analyst, Saint Ruben Okala, a veteran journalist that is here with us. Ruben, you're welcome on set of Daybreak Africa.
Yeah, as usual, I come in peace.
Okay.
But when we are rolling out our guest credentials,
yeah,
he has gone up there, serving a lot of ministers and crisscrossing all sectors of the economy. And today, he's back to the classroom.
Yes.
What is he doing in the classroom? To teach the young ones who are going to take over from him.
Yes.
That's life for you. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yes.
It's good to give it back to the society.
Okay.
Because society gave it back to you.
Okay.
On that note, let me congratulate you for that.
Thank
You
you.
have been
Thank you. Congratulating you.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much.
And wish you the very best.
Beauty, in other words, what St. Ruben is simply saying is that Mr. Maxwell Eseigwe has passed through, he has been in the trenches of journalism, practically, literally speaking, and passed through the crucible and rose. Now, having passed through that crucible, he felt the urgent need to relax and impart that knowledge that he has gotten into to younger ones. Younger ones like you and I.
Yeah.
Am I no younger?
I should be saying like younger ones like me.
Like you.
Really.
Okay, Beauty is saying.
And it's a beautiful thing to know, sir.
Yes.
Mr. Maxwell.
Yes, I think so, because at the end of the day, you see that all these things we are imparting a knowledge of, as far as journalism profession is concerned. With these situations, directly or indirectly, knowingly or unknowingly, we have found ourselves. We need people to really interpret to those in position of authority the true position of things, to tell them that, yes, when you criticize, it's not that you hate them, it's ability for those at the grassroots to know the true pictures of what is happening.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think
it is not, we call it constructive criticism.
Yes.
Nobody has it all.
Nobody has it all.
And you should expect that those your minuses those your errors,
Mm.
people should point it out because you
Yes.
don't know it all.
Yeah.
Okay? And to worsen the case, we have special assistants, special advisors who are not even advising well.
Yeah.
Not advising
Okay?
well.
The boss is always right.
Yeah.
And the boss is not always right.
It's not always
the boss is not always right. So tell your boss to the face. You know, there's this, let me give you this example. This is something that happened a long time ago in NTA, and I'm sure you're aware of the story.
Yes.
There was a little fracas between Shola Atere, who was the correspondent, and
The Villa correspondent.
yeah, and Remi Oyo.
Okay.
Remi Oyo wanted Shola out of the villa because of the hitch they had, and then because of her power, he impressed on the president then, Obasanjo,
Obasanjo.
and wrote Tony Anini that they should change Shola Atere from being a correspondent of NTA at the villa. Tony Redia went to Obasanjo and said, "Sir, Shola Atere is one of my best correspondents. Let's sustain him here. He's doing a good job for you." That is how it's supposed to be.
That's how it should be. Yeah.
It's not that every time you be cringing to your leader because your leader says so, you
Yes.
agree. No, it's not supposed to be
You
so.
should not be jittering.
Exactly. Do your work well because you are paid to do that job. Do it well.
Yeah.
Don't be say too much sass, too much honor to your boss. No, tell your boss the truth. That's how we can move forward well. That is
You
it.
know, yeah, and you know, perhaps some people bow to that kind of pressure because of pecuniary consideration.
Yes.
Don't you think so? It's pecuniary.
Yes.
Otherwise, you will be replaced.
You'll
and
be
then somebody will
replaced.
come and dance to the.
And I also think, Mr. Ruben, that boss is kind of reasonable, especially in an environment like we are in Nigeria. Most bosses think they are the ones on top, they are the people, you are above the law, you are above anybody who is your subordinate, and as a result of that, your subordinates have little or no say where you are. For that
wrong.
man to
It's
have
wrong.
accepted that correction, I think is something to commend him for.
Exactly.
Yeah. The other problem is this Nigerian factor.
Okay.
Because you want your man to always be there, irrespective of whatever is happening. But like he has rightly pointed out, once you know what you are doing, once you know what you are doing is right, irrespective of whatever, let him or her remain there and be able to do that job judiciously well. If you can do that job well, forget about what is happening. But the problem with, if I give you a clear example, Robin White, for example,
Robin
producer
White,
of
yes.
Network Africa.
Yes.
I worked with him in London in 1984.
BBC.
Yeah, BBC.
Yes.
And then even when that guy retired, they brought him back to come and be, taking control of
Exactly.
the Focus on Africa, Network Africa, BBC London.
Yeah.
And when BBC was in Fleet Street, because
Yes,
I worked,
Fleet Street.
yes, I worked together with him before I moved to Reuters, one of the biggest international news agencies in the world. So what I'm saying is that irrespective of whatever, we should remove Nigerian factor. And when you are doing that job well, make sure you remain there. But you see, the problem is, I know that man, I know that woman, that will make that thing not to work. But I think if you are doing that job well, whatever, let the power be, let that person remain there, be able to do that job well.
But I'm happy you've mentioned the BBC.
Yeah.
I know that the setting of BBC, and let's use NTA as an example
Yes.
to contrast with that of BBC, is that the appointment of the heads of BBC is done by the Parliament.
It's done by
And
the
then
Parliament.
the
Wow.
appointment of the DG, the Director General of NTA, is done
Yeah.
by the President,
Yeah,
single-handedly.
exactly.
And then the Parliament, the President will give the Parliament of the British government
The
3
go-ahead.
names, and then they will select. And not only that, they have editorial autonomy, which we don't have here.
Yes, they have their editorial
Yes,
policy.
and their money, the money that comes to them is first line charge.
Yeah.
Direct from the Federation.
That is it. That is
Not,
it.
Unlike here.
And
That's where
and-
the system
and-
works.
Yes,
That's
and
where
that's
the
where
system
the
works.
system
But
works.
you've been
But
talking about system all the time.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, the reverse is the case here.
The reverse is the case here.
So it should not be so.
Okay.
So I believe that irrespective of whatever, even when they brought Robin White here several years back, FRCN brought him to come and do some training. He
Yes, I remember that time, yes.
emphatically, I was with him, emphatically re-emphasized and told them that they should allow these people there to work, not because of Nigerian factor or whatever. If you can do that job well, allow that person to be there.
Yeah, away from that, Ghana and Portugal yesterday.
Okay, the Qatar
Yes,
match.
I think it was a wonderful thing.
It was dramatic.
Yes, it was encouragement, and I think we should encourage the Ghanaians.
Yeah.
And
Nobody gave it to Ghana yesterday,
Yes,
but they proved that.
Yes, and I
come.
also believe that if the time had been given by the referee, Ghanaians would have been able to equalize.
Yes.
And even went to the extent of making serious attempt to beat them.
To equalize.
That
Ronaldo
yes.
was taken aback
Yes.
when it was 2-0 or so.
Yeah.
He was substituted.
He was substituted,
Yeah.
thinking that we have won.
Yes.
But
They got that surprise.
Ghana came back
Yes.
strong,
Strong.
and he regretted to have gone because he didn't know what was coming next.
What was coming
because
next.
if there were more time, Ghana would have performed
Creditably
better.
well.
Did you watch that match?
Let's
Yes, I
give it
did.
to Ghana.
I did.
Let's give it to Ghana.
I'll give it to Ghana.
Yeah.
Even though they
Honestly.
lost.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Yes,
Let's
they
be
lost.
hopeful that
They
in the
lost.
next
They
the next
lost
match-
gallantly. They lost
Gallantly.
Gallantly.
Yes,
And-
and
and-
they were
and
able to
I-
represent
I-
Africa
yeah,
in
well.
a very. No African country will not like the way Amana they played yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I think we should encourage them by trying to tell them, yes, they have done.
Next
well.
match, I'm
Yes.
sure they will do better.
They will do better.
Actually, in this kind of competition, your opening match should not be determined, but should not be used to determine
Yes.
how far you will go.
Yes,
Exactly.
and I also think the FIFA World Governing Body should have the opportunity of increasing the number of African
We have
countries
five.
to
Africa has five.
they should even be, there's nothing wrong increasing it more than 5 than 6 7 because they have seen the wonderful things the African people are doing. So I think it's an opportunity for them to increase the number representing Africa in the World Fiesta.
Okay.
So I think it's important.
Okay. Now, we are in political season, no doubt about it. Everything that is happening around the country is politically associated. Is associated with politics, so to speak. And there's a trending story that is, across all media platforms, is that of the presidential candidate of the Labour Party. There has been this split in APC, Beauty, if you remember, led by Babachi, the former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Babachi Lawal from Adamawa State.
Yeah.
He joined forces with Yakubu Dogara to disagree with the decision by the presidential candidate of APC to pick a fellow Muslim.
Muslim ticket.
Okay. Some people call it same fake ticket. But there is a split as of yesterday. Babachi came out to say they are now supporting the Labour Party presidential candidate. And the Dogara group said, no, there are about 8 of them. They said, no, this is not our decision, it's your decision. To me, it's creating some kind of conflict within, and it will be good for the Labour Party candidate, to my mind.
Yeah, see, the point there is that the truth is that the group is still against
Same faith ticket.
the same faith tickets. Their disagreement is based on the fact that where do we go to?
After disagreement.
After this, they are still in agreement as far as opposing
Yes.
the same
Same faith
faith
ticket.
together. But it's just that where do we go from here? Do we go to Labour or do we go to APC or do we, or PDP or any other party?
Yes.
That is where maybe he rushed it. He
Yeah.
rushed the announcement.
He must have rushed
but the point is that they are against same
Yeah,
faith.
everybody
ticket.
knows that they are against
exactly.
that. They have made it known.
So it's politics. It's politics.
It's politics.
And bet you they're going to agree. They're going to agree.
Exactly my point.
Maybe today or tomorrow
Over the
they will sit down together and say, okay, maybe he was hasty in that pronouncement. But the point is that
But for him to come out as the leader of that group, to come out to say
politicians.
there's an
Yeah.
inkling of
anything.
And something must have triggered it, but then
The politicians, they have a way of doing things. If they tell you no now, in the couple of whatever, when you and I are busy snoring, sleeping, the situations will change.
That's
So
true.
I tend to agree. Let's wait and see what will happen. But I think eventually they will know where they are going.
Okay.
So as information begins to unfold through our pages of papers, we'll know what is happening.
Yeah, another that's trending here I have on the Vanguard newspaper, Mr. Mark, is between Soludo,
Okay,
the
Soludo.
governor of Anambra
Yes.
State, and the presidential aspirant of the
Candidate.
presidential candidate for the Labour Party, and that's the person of Peter Obi.
Okay.
And what I have here is no rift between Obi and me, Soludo.
Yeah.
What do you
know,
think?
you know why this story is trending? There was Soludo came out and took a jibe or a swipe against the Labour candidate Peter Obi. Don't forget that Peter Obi was his former governor of Anambra State, handed over to Obiano, and then Soludo now took over from Obiano. They are from the same place. They're like brothers, you know, congenially speaking. And Peter Obi emerged as the presidential candidate. Soludo having become governor about 2 weeks ago. He took a jab against Peter Obi and said, Obi is not going to win. And he made his points, you know, known. And then Peter Obi also used a forum to respond to what Mr. Soludo said. But about 3 days ago, they met at Oka at the airport.
Yes.
And they hugged themselves, embraced themselves, and exchanged pleasantries.
Yes.
And that is politics, like Mr. Maxwell said. What you see politicians do today can change tomorrow. So don't join them in their fight
Yeah.
Exactly.
by taking sides.
Don't join them in their fight.
Yeah,
Don't
by
join
taking
them.
sides. So that is why it's the spokesman that came out to say there's no rift. Based on the picture story that trended, after people felt they will not be on talking terms. That they will be sworn enemies.
Yeah.
At daggers drawn. But see them now at the airport, hugging. I'm sorry, at the memorial service.
Service
In the
in church, in church.
church at
Yeah.
Oka.
Yes.
They hugged themselves and exchanged pleasantries. But nobody was close by to hear what they were saying. But they were smiling and looking at each other. In
And
their
Soludo actually said whatever he has said was political.
Was political.
What do you think
Yes.
about that, Mr. Max?
The way I look
Like
at
he
it,
said earlier.
Yeah, I said it earlier. Look, you look at the crisis, you know, between Peter Obi, the Labour Party, and Dino Melai
Yes.
about
Exactly.
2-3 weeks ago.
About 3 weeks ago.
And I will not be surprised the two they hug
They hug
themselves.
themselves.
Look at the situation between Atiku Abubakar
And
and
Tinubu.
Tinubu.
They met at the
But
airport.
they both at the airport and they were hugging,
Yes.
laughing. You and I may not know what is happening. But at the end of the day, when they go into their own inner room where you and I will not be
Yes.
there, they know how to
Mr.
settle.
Maxwell, they do business together. They share money together.
Uh-huh.
When they're about to share money, they don't ask which political party be
Uh-huh.
They just ask.
You and I are
"This is
not
your
there."
share. This is your share. You and I will not be there.
We will not be there.
In 2019 that Buhari and Jonathan also met somewhere and they
Yes.
hugged
Oh,
themselves.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
How has been the campaign? They
Yeah.
asking themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, the point is that maybe they are doing that to the cameras.
Yeah.
Maybe they are really quarreling. Maybe they are going to take tea after the media have gone. They say
Nobody
but
knows.
I don't mind them. We're together.
There's something
as
cause
you
for
say,
worry.
they share money together. They drink tea together. After it all, but
What did you say, Beauty?
Yeah, something cause for worry. The worry is that people usually say that there is more bond between political friends than blood
Yeah,
brothers
relations.
and
Okay.
blood relations.
Okay.
Exactly. So in this case, because most of Soludo's, in the past few days, most of Soludo's points was based on party politics,
Yes.
and all that. And just this reconciliation, now he said whatever thing he said
It's
political.
is political.
political.
So what do we make of that? I'm really worried
It is
about
political.
that.
It is political.
political.
So-
Political in the sense that what they say today is not permanent.
Does it mean they can't be
we
trusted
have-
as
we have-
politicians?
That is the dynamics of
we-
politics.
We have heard of Obasanjo, the former president, telling us that there is no permanent friend.
Yes.
There's no permanent.
Actually, the originator is Zeke
Eh,
of Africa.
No permanent friend, no permanent
permanent
enemy.
enemy. The permanent
So
interest.
what
Right,
you
exactly.
say today
That's
against
permanent
one
interest.
political party, in the next hours, they readjust themselves and know what they are doing. So what I will believe is that what most Nigerians actually are waiting for is not all these interpersonal interrogation fighting themselves that matters. What do you have for us for the electorate?
Okay, now, Mr. Ruben and Mr. Esebi,
Yes.
there is this story that is also trending. Let's cast our mind back to the recent, end of ASU strike,
Okay.
which lasted for about 8 months.
Yes.
And then there was this back and forth between ASU and federal government.
Yes.
Now, the recent story is that ASU has given federal government ultimatum.
Yes.
That is to end on the 31st of December.
December.
Or else,
Or else they will go back on
Yes.
the strike. But the question, that's not my area of concern. My area of concern is that ASU and other Nigerians like you and I have always accused government officials of not enrolling their children back home in Nigeria.
Yes.
They enroll them, they're all in school. That is mostly used as the reason why they don't care about ASU's
education.
demands.
Yes.
And the story that's trending now is about Osborne. Osborne is a guy, a young Nigerian. His father is a governor, a
Okay.
serving governor.
Okay.
It's precisely the governor of Ebonyi State, David Umahi. He has just graduated with a degree in investment and financial investment and management
Outside his
at a
country.
UK university.
wow.
Then to me, that is the kind of story that creates bad blood between the led and the leaders.
Exactly.
Okay.
When the led always complain, and the leaders are so insensitive about people's feelings, and they continue with that kind of thing. And the annoying part of it is that they make it public.
Yeah.
Your child can graduate quietly for all I care.
Yeah.
Especially
Why make it public?
public
Why they
officers.
believe
Why
that
to
they
make it
believe
public?
nothing
They
is
snap picture
happening.
with them and send them on social media.
Yes, exactly.
Meanwhile,
Yes.
children of the poor cannot even afford,
to go
government
to
schools.
even public schools.
schools
The
here.
school is not there. The school is not
Because
running.
they are not bothered. They believe that, like Riley said, it should be a quiet thing
Exactly.
within the family concerned. But this time around, they are indirectly telling you that nothing is happening.
What is happening?
Yes.
But why shouldn't they be bothered with
Put it
the
on
answer?
face.
So I also
Nothing
believe,
happen.
that education, this is why I tend to agree with ASU here, that ASU is saying that it's not just their salaries they are looking for, equipped the educational system in this country. You need to go to some other schools here. For instance, several years ago, I was to go to UNILAG and somebody was saying whatever, and I had my way outside this country, and my salary was going on along the line.
Yeah.
Yes, for all the number of years I served outside this country. So the point I'm making here is that we are not saying educational institutions capabilities and what have you, they are not good here. The government should make this place good, so that most Nigerians will prefer to be schooling here instead of going outside this country. If this place is well equipped, nobody will be arguing to go outside this country. It's just like a fortnight ago when I was saying it on ASU Radio TV, and I said, if Ministry of Agriculture, farmers are well equipped, are well encouraged, graduates from other universities who graduated from polytechnics, we go to farming, and we'll have enough food. But then, are the farmers being encouraged? Capital no.
That is the point.
That's the point. And in other countries of the world, the farmers are being encouraged.
Exactly. We have professors in the farm. In fact, big men, big shots in the farm.
Yes.
People using helicopters to go to farm.
Yes, in Czech, for an example.
We are still left with cutlasses and hoses.
Yes.
Exactly.
In Czech,
subsistence farming.
No, I'm talking about somebody is going to farm.
Yes.
You are not going with keke. We are going with your helicopter to your farm.
In Czech, for an example.
His own personal helicopter.
Exactly.
In Czech, for an example, there's a city called Gardvado. We visited there in 1989. Yes, the Czech Republic. Before it was divided, it used to be Czechoslovakia. Yes, it's now Czech and Slovak. We visited a country called Gardvado, where that is a factory where this apple is being produced. And apple, we eat it raw in this country, but there they don't eat it raw. They eat it like apple juice. And then, and bird are the ones that are feeding on this apple. So the point I'm making here is that hectares of land, you have caterpillars doing the work, professors who are right on that caterpillar, trying to harvest all these things, storage facilities and what have you. What are we doing here?
No, this takes us, you have raised a very, very valid points. And it takes us to the issue of brain drain.
Yes.
Because beauty, there is a trending story.
Exactly.
Yes.
They're saying doctors are living in droves.
Yes.
And then the ratio, though not empirical, because I don't know who did this research and gave us these statistics.
Okay.
They said it's one doctor to about how many, beauty?
6,000. Okay, let me read it
Okay.
from the Vanguard newspaper. It says brain drain. We now have one doctor to 6,400 patients.
6,400.
Medical
Medical,
experts.
this is medical experts that are saying
This is worrisome.
It's like one doctor to the entire Kubwa people.
6,400
Yes, let's
exactly.
put it that way.
That is the
How
implication.
can-
So what-
That means
I mean,
that means what should you expect?
Because they're living in droves
That
for
is-
greener pasture.
That is
Exactly.
For better
that
life.
is outrageous.
It is outrageous.
Unbelievable, undetermined, and I believe that the government needs to hurriedly do something because if you have this ratio to that thousands, then there will be
It is-
deaths.
Exactly.
Death will be everywhere.
Yeah.
Those who cannot cater, those who, and then when they are asked to buy drugs, the resources, the materials, the
Are not
money may not be
available.
there to be able to purchase all these drugs. And what are we talking about? So I also believe that these doctors should be encouraged by the government in order not to leave. For instance, a doctor who had gone through it's not easy to train a doctor. It's just like pilot. So if you are able to train and professional, it's a professional career. And if you are able to leave this place, then they should give you accommodation, they should give you all the allowances. And most of these doctors, what are they fighting for? There is no accommodation for them most times, and allowances are not being paid. And these are some of the things, the inadequacies some of them are facing that are making them to leave the shore of this country. So in other countries of the world, the moment you are employed, the facilities will be there, housing will be there, all the allowances you are entitled to will be there. So why can't we provide it here for them?
Okay,
These are some of the
before we
things.
go on a short break, let's take a look at this story, Beauty. Yesterday, the Court of Appeal upheld the conviction of the son of the convicted
Yes.
Rashid Maina of the famous pension scandal.
Okay.
We all remember
Yes.
Rashid Maina. You know, he was taken to court by the EFCC alongside his son, who
Yes.
is called Faisal. Yesterday, the Court of Appeal upheld the decision of the lower court to convict him. He was initially convicted for 14 years. But in their ruling yesterday, the three justices of the appeal court said Justice Abang of the Federal High Court had, shouldn't have given him the maximum imprisonment of 40 years because he's a first-time offender. So I feel upholding that conviction is good for us. It's
Yeah.
good for the system. It's
It's
good.
good.
If we are talking, like Ruben keeps saying all the time, systemic failure, who will make the system right?
Yes.
I think these are the things, because the judiciary is the third arm of government
Yes.
that should be playing its role without fear of favor.
Exactly. That's true.
And now, with this conviction, signal is being sent to some people that may fall victim of such,
And they think
such
they
infractions.
will go scot-free. And I don't think so. So I think it's a deterrence to others. But then the government should be fair.
Thank you.
Then
Government
it should be fair. It should be fair, because if you do this, then some people will say, yes, that other person went through and nothing happens to him. Let's use the opportunity now to be able to go in depth and be able to do whatever.
That's my
do.
fear, exactly.
So the government should be fair, and the government should be really proactive to send a signal to others who may be trying to. Well, for instance, look at these kidnappers now. Now, if government is fair, no kidnappers will dare carry gun. A young girl and say he will go and shoot, all because he or she is looking for money.
Yeah.
So these are some of the things we think the government should quickly, expeditiously do to alleviate all this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now, there are other trending stories. Beauty, I was discussing with you backstage.
Yeah.
There are supporters of the ruling party in Taraba State and Adama are jubilant because the Court of Appeal in Adama has affirmed the election and the primary level of Senator Boacha, who David Kente took to court to challenge his emergence. And also in Adamawa, the court upturned the decision of the lower court to deny Senator Aisha Dairo Binani of her victory to emerge as the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress. So it's been jubilation from yesterday up to today from what we are hearing from journalists on ground in Taraba and Adamawa State. Well,
But are you jubilating also, Mr. Mark?
yeah, I'm jubilating because Adamawa is my state.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not partisan, but I know that I feel
No, you
that
don't
the
have to
right-
be
the
before
right
you
thing should be
jubilate.
done.
Yeah.
And then the Minister of Women Affairs was also jubilating.
Jubilate,
Why?
yes.
Because this is
The only female.
The only female.
The
In
female-
fact,
Yeah.
Aisha Buhari, the president's wife, is also jubilating.
Yeah, it's what we
because
just
it
said.
I
favors
understand
the
that
women,
there are
and,
people
and for
concerned.
that reason, me too. I joined the women
The
folk to
women.
say, okay, yeah,
You know
let's
that-
clap for
you
the
know,
women.
Mr. Ruben,
Let's clap for
my
them.
state is likely to be on the Guinness Book of Records of having produced the first female governor ever in this country through
It's
election.
outstanding.
After the election, let's see whether she will win.
Exactly.
From what I know from Adamawa.
That is Adamawa State, right?
Yes.
That's Adamawa State.
That's Adamawa State.
But remember, Atiku is there. Atiku, the presidential candidate, is there, and
Yes.
and it's PDP. So there's a lot of work to do with.
Let's wait
so
and
that
see.
let's see what
Let's
happens.
wait
We
and see
hope
what
that
happens.
nothing
Yes.
Okay.
happens.
Let's also give kudos to
On
the
the
women
contrary.
too. Remember Ekiti State, the speaker.
Yeah, the speaker has
the
emerged,
speaker
just emerged.
just emerged.
You're right.
So women beginning to
Women inclusion, that's nice.
Beginning to
Beauty is
vote
jubilant.
and everything.
Yes, I am.
I hope I would not be surprised one day Beauty becomes
Seriously.
the speaker of
Yes.
one of the houses
That
of
is why
assembly and whatever.
I'm a strong proponent of their demand, this feminist demand of 35% affirmative action.
Yes,
Yeah.
which is good.
50%. They should go for 60. They should go for it because they always say what a man can do, a woman can do better.
Yes.
But I believe they cannot take the arms, AK-47, and go to Sambisa and fight insurgents.
Yeah.
On that note, viewers, we are going to take a short break. When we return, our conversation is peace accord. How far, so far? Still remaining on set with us is going to be Maxwell Esegbi, Senior Lecturer, International Institute of Journalism. But that will be after this short break. Please
Yeah,
stay with us.
Before you take the break, after the break, I'll be off your set.
That's why I didn't mention your name.
And I'll leave 3 of you
That's
to,
why I didn't
to
mention
continue.
you. Thank you, Mr. Ruben, for being with us.
All right,
for this
thank you.
segment.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you so much.
All
Viewers,
right.
we shall be back. Please stay with us.
All right.
Television Nigerian is one of the leading giants in Nigeria's digital broadcasting. We deliver quality productions to clients from all sectors of life. We are experts in program streaming, event coverage, news reporting, adverts, documentaries, personality profiling, skits, and jingles. You can advertise now on Television Nigerian network platforms or sponsor programs like The Patriot, Spectacle, Business Daily, Security Dossier, and other programs. To publicize your business from ground state to the zenith, we have the capacity to introduce, promote, and publicize your businesses to increase patronage. We associate with quality to attract clients like you. Television Nigerian is your media solution. Television Nigerian is one of the leading giants in Nigeria's digital broadcasting. We deliver quality productions to clients from all sectors of life. We are experts in program streaming, event coverage, news reporting, adverts, documentaries, personality profiling, skits, and jingles. You can advertise now on Television Nigerian network platforms or sponsor programs like The Patriot, Spectacle, Business Daily, Security Dossier, and other programs. To publicize your business from ground state to the zenith, we have the capacity to introduce, promote, and publicize your businesses to increase patronage. We associate with quality to attract clients like you. Television Nigerian is your media solution. Television Nigerian is one of the leading giants in Nigeria's digital broadcasting. We deliver quality productions to clients from all sectors of life. We are experts in program streaming, event coverage, news reporting, adverts, documentaries, personality profiling, skits, and jingles. You can advertise now on Television Nigerian network platforms or sponsor programs like The Patriot, Spectacle, Business Daily, Security Dossier, and other programs. To publicize your business from ground state to the zenith, we have the capacity to introduce, promote, and publicize your businesses to increase patronage. We associate with quality to attract clients like you. Television Nigerian is your media solution. Television Nigerian is one of the leading giants in Nigeria's digital broadcasting. We deliver quality productions to clients from all sectors of life. We are experts in program streaming, event coverage, news reporting, adverts, documentaries, personality profiling, skits, and jingles. You can advertise now on Television Nigeria network platforms or sponsor programs like The Patriot, Spectacle, Business Daily, Security Dossier, and other programs. To publicize your business from ground state to the zenith, we have the capacity to introduce, promote, and publicize your businesses to increase patronage. We associate with quality to attract clients like you. Television Nigerian is your media solution. Television Nigerian is one of the leading giants in Nigeria's digital broadcasting. We deliver quality productions to clients from all sectors of life. We are experts in program streaming, event coverage, news reporting, adverts, documentaries, personality profiling, skits, and jingles. You can advertise now on Television Nigeria network platforms or sponsor programs like The Patriot, Spectacle, Business Daily, Security Dossier, and other programs. To publicize your business from ground state to the zenith, we have the capacity to introduce, promote, and publicize your businesses to increase patronage. We associate with quality to attract clients like you. Television Nigerian is your media solution. Television Nigerian is one of the leading giants in Nigeria's digital broadcasting. We deliver quality productions to clients from all sectors of life. We are experts in program streaming, event coverage, news reporting, adverts, documentaries, personality profiling, skits, and jingles. You can advertise now on Television Nigeria network platforms or sponsor programs like The Patriot, Spectacle, Business Daily, Security Dossier, and other programs. To publicize your business from ground state to the zenith, we have the capacity to introduce, promote, and publicize your businesses to increase patronage. We associate with quality to attract clients like you. Television Nigerian is your media solution. Television Nigerian is one of the leading giants in Nigeria's digital broadcasting. We deliver quality productions to clients from all sectors of life. We are experts in program streaming, event coverage, news reporting, adverts, documentaries, personality profiling, skits, and jingles. You can advertise now on Television Nigeria.
Nobody cue me, I will round up because You're welcome back. This is Daybreak Africa on Television Nigeria. And we are still in the studio here discussing Peace Accord. How far, so far, with Maxwell Esegbi, Senior Lecturer, International Institute of Journalism, based in Abuja. Maxwell, thank you for remaining with us on set.
Yeah, many thanks to be here.
Peace Accord. It's been a tradition in Nigeria, Beauty, that every election season, whether cycle season or off-cycle season, we gather politicians, particularly the presidential candidates, and sign what they refer to as Peace Accord.
Yeah,
we have signed.
Yes, it's a good thing that peace emanates, or at the end of the day. Why? For one solid reason: make sure that there is harmony, there is ability, that agreement for peaceful resolution at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, some group or association, some personalities may come and disagree. And that is why I think the main reason of signing or appending your signature on peace accord is very important. But you remember about, was it last month, when the peace accord was to be signed, one particular, I use innuendo here because I'm not a lawyer, but I use innuendo here. I don't want to mention the name of the person, was conspicuously absent. And many Nigerians were not too happy about this idea, saying, why must this person not be available? Because they believe that at the end of the day, if the election has come and gone and there is crisis along the line, the man may come at the end of the day to say he was not part to the agreement signed. So I believe that the essence of signing a peace agreement is very important for positive reasons. So that at the end, there will not be crisis. We have had elections so many years in this country where group of people association, individual decided to go to court and said they don't agree with these results. And hooligans, miscreants may come at the end of the day while the politicians are campaigning, giving good manifesto to most Nigerians. Along the line will be fomenting trouble, which unknowingly or directly or indirectly, the political parties, the leaders, according to them, may not be aware. So this is why I think the peace is accord. And I also believe that a forum where dialogue it comes within these parties are very important, because at the end of the day, dialogue, even in our homes, we need crisis. Yeah. There is always crisis. I always give this analogy. If you use one stick broom, you can't sweep the whole in your house. But if you are able to bring the broom together, united, then it will comfortably, conveniently sweep that room well.
Thank you, Mr.
That's
Maxwell.
why I believe so.
I appreciate you for your contribution, but there's a particular question I would want you to help us answer here, because the topic says peace accord.
Yes.
How far so far?
Yeah.
You've just made us known
Excuse me.
the reason behind this peace accord, that
Yeah.
it's a good thing. Their intention for doing it, it's actually good. But really, how far has it helped our electoral system? Has it been helpful in any way? Fine, if it has been helpful. Have politicians actually hit to the peace accord?
Let me put it this way. The peace accord is good, like we had earlier analyzed, but it does not actually move some politicians to attest strictly. For instance, if I may ask to mention some political parties, PDP, for example, you remember the issue that has been raging between that party is the inability for the party to resolve the issue of Ukowa, Atiku, and then 1, 2, the issue of Iyorchia Ayu as their chairman, and then most importantly, derogatory statements being issued by individuals, according to the Rivers State Governor, Nyesom Wike, to some other political parties. So, but I also think the big five now, according to them, the governors have been moving from one state to another, and they believe this is a time for reconciliation. And I also believe, I said a while ago before we went on break, and I said, politicians, when you and I are busy snoring midnight, they know what they are doing. Yeah. They are now the best. There is no permanent enemy. There is no permanent friend. So I also believe that this peace you talked about is a way to further cement the relationship of the party. And I believe that it's not out of place, because all these big five moving from one state to another is a way to make reconciliation. And I think I will not be surprised at the end of the day, comes 2023, by next year, when electorates will be busy moving here and there to vote their political parties, who will become the most sensitive, occupying the most sensitive, powerful nations of this country, then that issue will be resolved. But I also believe peace is very important. I believe that this issue of peace that we are talking about now will eventually come up. Yeah, I'm not speaking for them, but I believe from what we are reading most times in the papers, I believe that peace it can come anytime.
Well, what you've mentioned is quite laudable, but I believe that the peace accord that we've always signed in Nigeria ends on paper.
Yeah.
Because I've seen campaigns where campaign convoys have been stoned and their candidates being heckled and hit with pebbles and all sorts of stuff, and that negates the ideals of the peace accord that is being signed.
Yeah. Yet,
the peace accord group led by Atiku and former head of state, Abu Salami, has continued to impress on them to sign this peace accord and ensure that they are supporting